a gentleman accidentally caught a glimpse of his secretary's lace underwear. He mistook it for a suggestive hint. Flustered, he quickly left the room, trying to redirect his attention elsewhere. However, when the secretary bent down to pick up a book, his eyes lingered for an extra second, almost involuntarily. Realizing his impropriety, he immediately turned away and deliberately brought up anecdotes about his wife, hoping to prevent any misunderstanding of his behavior. During their conversation, he mentioned that the protagonist in a novel had injured his shoulder. To his surprise, the secretary pulled aside her clothing, revealing her bare shoulder, and she had once suffered a similar injury. Unable to suppress his impulses any longer, the man found himself inexplicably reaching out to caress her shoulder. When she didn't resist, and he grew bolder and leaned in for a kiss.
Don't do that.
Why not? What do you mean? Luciana, you were sending me signals to...
Signals.
Signals, yes.
I signaled?
However, the girl was utterly bewildered and furious. She grabbed her bag and stormed out. As she left the villa, she broke down in tears, feeling wronged and upset. Her mother noticed her unusual behavior and, after some pressing, learned about what had transpired. She took her daughter to a law firm, where the girl initially planned to seek compensation on the grounds that the man had not signed an employment contract with her. But in order to secure a higher settlement, the mother persuaded her daughter to sue the man for sexual harassment instead, and the lawyer calculated a staggering compensation amount of $0.8 million. The mother was overjoyed. And after repeatedly her daughter, the girl finally signed the complaint. On the day of the mediation, the man was nowhere to be found. The lawyer declared that if the man refused to settle, they would proceed directly to court. No sooner had he finished speaking than the man hurriedly arrived.
So then how much?
Well, if you include all the legal fees, 1,862,000 pesos.
Upon learning the settlement amount, the man immediately signed the check. He glanced at the girl, returned the book to her, and left the mediation room without any further words or lingering, his face void of emotion. And the girl sensed something out about the man's demeanor and felt uneasy. After inquiring, she learned that the man's wife and daughter had just passed away. Originally, the court summons had been signed for by the man's wife. Upon discovering her husband's involvement with the girl, the wife's mind went blank. She had never imagined that her upright and moral husband would engage in such an act. This revelation exacerbated her pre-existing depression, leading to heightened anxiety. While bathing their daughter, the child kept fussing and asking to play with the girl. The mere mention of the girl's name caused the wife to lose her sanity. She intended to discipline her daughter but accidentally drowned her in the process. Distraught and in a daze, turned into the bedroom and swallowed an entire bottle of sleeping pills. When the man came to find his wife had passed away and saw this on the bedside table, he instantly understood everything. Held in a state of panic, he searched for his daughter, noticing clothes scattered all over the hallway. Anna, he shouted her name as he rushed towards the bathroom. When he finally held his daughter in his arms, his world turned gray. Upon learning about the man's family tragedy, the girl was overwhelmed with remorse. Looking at the painting that the man's daughter gave her, she fell into deep self-blame.